Most people have a fear of saying no. They say yes out of habit because it's scary to set up boundaries, or they don't want to disappoint others. You only have 24 hours in a day. Saying yes to the wrong opportunities or relationships means you're saying no to the right ones. In addition to saying yes too often, many people say no really poorly when under pressure, by avoiding a clear, concrete response or by offending the person asking. Either of these will make a difficult conversation worse and can lead to guilt or a later accommodation. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 simple steps to saying no, then give you 4 helpful tips. More on that coming up. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle, a co-founder of Lead with Words. When we're not training our Fortune 500 clients, we're creating short videos on how to present, how to lead, and how to take your career and company to the next level. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Let's get right into the 3 steps to saying no. Step number 1, show your appreciation. Saying no doesn't mean you should be ungrateful. You can show appreciation for the invite without leading them on that under different circumstances, you'd be interested. If you don't want them to follow up at a later time, avoid saying phrases like, "That sounds fun, that's a great idea," or "I'd like to join, but," unless of course you want them to follow up. You can show your appreciation by starting with something like, "Thank you for thinking of me. Thanks so much for asking. How nice of you to offer. Thanks for sharing." Step number 2, don't hesitate. Get straight to the point. Be clear and concise. Hesitating can cause the other person to think you're close to saying yes. Most people will feel awkward or uncomfortable since your hesitation can communicate you are uncomfortable. There are also pushy, manipulative people who will sense your weakness and pressure you to say yes. Start with being appreciative, then end with something like this. "Thanks for thinking of me, but I won't be able to join. Thanks so much for asking, but I won't be able to help. Thanks for sharing, but I won't be available." Step number 3, don't make excuses. This is the most important step. You don't have to defend or explain your decision. You heard me correctly, you don't need to give a reason. In fact, when you offer an explanation, even when it's legitimate, it can end up sounding like an excuse. Offering a why also gives the person room to argue with you or work around your reason. Here are 3 examples of what can happen when you offer a reason. "Sorry, I can't make it. My schedule is really busy right now." "Oh, you're busy? I'm busy too. This will only be 30 minutes. You have to eat dinner at some point, right? I can come to a restaurant convenient for you." Or, "I can't join the birthday dinner because I'm really tired and need to go to bed early tonight. I have a really long week ahead." Well, why don't you just stop by for a little bit to say happy birthday to Liz? Then you can head straight home and get an early night. Win-win. Or, "I'm not available that day." "Okay, no worries. How about the following day then?" Those are the 3 simple steps to saying no. Show your appreciation, don't hesitate, and finally, don't make excuses. Now, let's move on to the 4 tips to make it easier for you to say no. Tip number 1, counter. If you get an invitation or request that either genuinely doesn't work for you or you're not too crazy about, you could make a counter offer. For example, a friend of mine invited me to a big party she was hosting. I knew it wouldn't be my scene, nor a good way to catch up with her. Instead of going to this big party, I offered to take her out for dinner another evening. This worked out better for both of us because we really got to talk. You could say, A meeting won't work, but let's have a phone call. I can't go to dinner, but let's grab a coffee instead. Sorry, I can't make the event, but I'd love to see you. Can I take you out for brunch on the weekend? Tip number 2, refer. Has anyone ever asked you for a favor, but you know you're not the best person to respond? When that happens, you can kindly refer them to someone or something else. This is a variation of the counter tip I just mentioned. For example, at Lead with Words, we specialize in presentation training for international companies. We often get asked by clients, friends, and even strangers to do other types of training that we don't do. To add value to them and their organization, we refer them to someone else, saying something like, "We can't help you with that, but I know an organization that can." Here are some other examples. If someone asks you if you know any job openings, you can refer them either to a WeChat group for job seekers or a LinkedIn group. If someone asks you for some principles of negotiation, you can refer them to the excellent book, Getting to Yes by Fisher and Ury. If someone asks you for details of where to go skiing in Beijing, you can refer them to a website or to a search engine. Tip number 3, defer. If you have trouble responding in person, all you need to know is this 6-word phrase: let me get back to you. This allows you to follow up with a WeChat or WhatsApp message or an email, so you can choose your words carefully. With practice, you'll get more comfortable responding on the spot. Tip number 4, dealing with close friends. Be honest. If you don't feel like going, tell them. If you're stressed out and need time alone, tell them. If you don't like the style of food, venue, or activity, tell them. Genuine relationships are built on honesty. We appreciate when our friends show they feel close enough to us to tell us exactly what they think. It's refreshing. Here are some examples. Lisa, we've been friends for years, so we tell each other what's really going on. It's been a long week. I just need some time alone tonight. Please stop asking if I can attend. John, you know I'd like to help you with your project, but I am overloaded right now. Please ask someone else. Learning to say no is one of the most difficult parts of personal growth. We know it's hard, but saying no will help you grow by controlling your most precious resource, your time. Start by following these 3 simple steps and 4 tips. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, make sure to share it with your friends and colleagues and subscribe for more content just like this. And we will see you in the next video.